Me again, and I've reached out to a lot of people, and a lot of people reached out to me in terms of responses and you know in terms of learning what I've learned, and I appreciate that. So, thank you guys for joining me. Um, it's been great getting the information back from people with in terms of responding back to me or sending me emails, texts. We are always willing to talk to our students, and I consider myself a coach. Um, but and everyone needs a coach in their lives, I believe. I have coaches in my life, and you should have a coach also. Um, for myself, I also coach basketball, so it's also nice to see that you can coach, in other areas of life. I decided to coach in this area because I believe it helps a lot more people, especially people who are maybe stuck. So I help out, and so that's why we do this show. But let's get the show started here. Just always get the equipment ready. Make sure everything's live first before we record. Want to make sure we give the podcast the right. Make sure that's up, and then we start the show. Welcome back to another episode of Invest in Your Future. I'm your host, Kenny, CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation, or you can call me Coach Kenny. Um, Welcome back to another episode. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Everyone on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Instagram Live. Thank you guys. I'm always grateful for the comments and the waves and the likes and and the subscriptions and you know, the comments, everything that we receive. It's nice. It's nice to hear that. And it's nice to make sure that we reach you guys and everyone who's been reaching us from overseas. Also, reach out to you, but we don't know the language you type in, so make sure you type in English so we can make sure we can read your message. And we try to, obviously use Google Translate, but send us in English, and that way we could, answer those questions too. Um, for those who want to reach out to us by phone, 781-244-0009. We also help with business consulting, also help with advertising and marketing in terms of social media, and also traditional. So reach out to us if you have some inquiries or some questions that you want us to help you with, and we could talk a little bit more. So today we're talking about self-mastery. It's very important to understand self-mastery. For without self-mastery, you will not get anywhere you want to get to in terms of whatever you're trying to go after. If you're trying to become a singer and you're not you don't have self-mastery, you will not become that singer. You want to become an investor, without self-mastery, you'll not become that investor. So, and it comes to a feeling of, if you feel stuck, or you feel you're not progressing, or you feel like you're stuck in a corner, you're stuck at a job or whatever, or you don't feel like you're smart enough, you don't feel like you didn't got enough education, or you feel like you need a mentor, or you feel like you need a coach, or you feel like you just need some kind of help. We're here to help you. But if you want to go for it for yourself, you need to understand self-mastery. There's a quote that a lot of philosophers, have said and quoted for years, and it reads, "Know oneself, no problem." Meaning, know yourself, and you'll have no problems. Understand how powerful that is. You know yourself, you'll never have any problems. You'll never have outside influence or any kind of outside force to cause you a problem because you know yourself. So know oneself, no problem. Every great philosopher, from Seneca, all these other guys, they preach this because it's really understanding that it's not really on what's outside, it's really what's on inside. It took me a while to understand this. It might take you a while to understand this also. But once you understand this, understand self-mastery, you'll not have any problems, any issues. It's very true. It's worked for me. It's worked for anybody that that's high achieving or know that is famous. They know themselves. They know themselves very well. And this is a never-ending journey. It does not stop with one book. It does not stop with just one podcast, this one quote you read, or one YouTube video you watched one night. And self-mastery is a continuous journey. You should be a different person than you were, let's say, at 19. You should be a different person now, especially if it came down to you became a better person in terms of understanding yourself. Now I'm going to teach you the keys to self-mastery, and you just follow these things and they help you understand yourself, understand how you make decisions, understand how you are where you are. These keys are the kind of the principles that show you exactly where you are. So the keys to self-mastery, it all starts with the mind. It all starts with the mind. Your key to self-mastery is understanding how to control your 2 million-year-old brain on a second by second, a minute by minute, an hour by hour, a day by day, a week by week, a month by month, a year by year. That's how you become, and you'll never become a master, but you'll become better and better and better, and you'll see the difference. So the key to self-mastery is understanding that your brain is 2 million years old. It does not care about your success. Your brain does not care about your success. Your brain cares about survival. That's all it cares about. So you have to understand that for yourself. If your brain is built just to survive, that means you'll do the minimum amount of work just to survive, which is limiting your potential, limiting your skills. So self-mastery is understanding that I need to control my 2 million-year-old brain to think the way I want to think, to control it. If I can control my brain and how the thoughts and the minds and the way I influence my brain, that in turn is going to show in my external. So it's not about the external stuff. It's about yourself first, understanding yourself, understanding how to control your thoughts and how to control your mind. Once you can do that, then it's easier to master to self-mastery. So if your brain is built just to survive, you can survive on ramen noodles, or you could survive on 5-star, steak and lobster at the most expensive restaurant in the city. You can survive living in a shack, or you can survive living in a $5 million mansion with 16 bedrooms, 2 baths, 20 baths. It's all about building yourself to get to those levels. So like we said, your mind is meant to survive. So it's going to give you the minimum amount of work possible to survive. You'll forage, you'll scramble for crumbs. You can survive on those things. You can survive on eating small things, but you could also survive on gorging and eating at the best restaurants, at living in the best neighborhoods. You can survive living driving the best car, wearing the best clothes, having the best people around you. That's also survival too. And in order to go from that scale of going from minimum effort to maximum, is self-mastery. And once you master yourself, the external just comes because you understand how your mind thinks. And you think about, okay, if myself, I want to start a business. So I decided that for myself, I need to master some skills. I went and mastered these skills, and guess what? I got a business. you want to become an actor, you're gonna have to master some skills to become an actor. But in order to master those skills, you need to become somebody different. The way you change something that's different is you master yourself. You master your thoughts and your mind, and the way you think on a daily basis, on a, like I said, on a second by minute, hour, day, weekly, monthly. It's a continuous journey. You cannot think it's going to be a one-day thing. It cannot be a one-day thing. It takes years and years to master, but once you master it, all the external just comes to you because you already know how to act. Think of it of a person with, let's say, quick anger issues, cannot control themselves. They cannot control themselves emotionally. So that's going to influence their decision making. It's going to influence their result. So if you, let's say, you go to the gym, and you want to lift 100 pounds, you can't lift it, you get so frustrated, you say, I'll never go to the gym again, the gym is not for me. Of course, it's going to affect your decisions for the future. If you don't go to the gym, you're going to gain weight, you're going to get diabetes, there's going to be consequences for that decision that you made, because you did not master yourself. You need to understand that, hey, in order for me to lift this 100 pounds, I need to come to the gym every day, every other day, and lift 20, 30, 40, 50 till I get 100 pounds. Same thing with a business. The first day of my business, I lost money. The first day of my business, I lost money. So how do I go from losing money to making money now? How do I go from zero to millions in assets? I had to master myself and say, listen, I cannot get frustrated if I miss this deal. I cannot get frustrated if I don't get a client. I cannot get frustrated because the shirts didn't come in the right size. I cannot get frustrated because the book is not out yet. My system I'm building is not out yet. My product's not out yet. I cannot get frustrated. That's not going to help my future. That is not going to help my becoming a master for myself. If I get frustrated and I can't control my emotions, meaning self mastery, understand that if you're driving down the road and someone honks at you and they have anger issues, they have not mastered themselves. If someone you see gets frustrated with little things, it's that self mastery. They have not mastered themselves. You see somebody dragging through the mud through life, they have not mastered themselves because they think they're stuck. They have not progressed out of that 2 million-year-old brain. They're surviving on minimum stuff, on minimum, on the littlest things possible. That's what they're surviving on. So for themselves, their mastery is, I make $7 an hour, and this is the most money I can make, and this is how I'm going to survive. Well, for myself, I did not want to live like that. I want to eat at the best restaurants in the town. I want to drive the best car. I want to live in a big house. That's how I want to survive. So I have to master myself from that person who's making $7 an hour to someone who's making $5,000 an hour. That's how you become a master for yourself in order to improve not only your income, improve your emotions, improve your habits, improve your what you think on a second by second, minute by minute basis. It's hard. It's not easy. And I said it takes time. But once you master it, everything external just comes to you. Everything comes to you. It's that easy. You don't have to. It's not an external fight. You have to fight somebody, or it's really just about yourself. The major key to a better future is yourself. Same with anything. So if you focus on survival on the minimal amount of money, that's what you're gonna survive on. But if you thinking I'm gonna thrive and survive on big amounts of money, that's what you're gonna focus on. If you can't think that you can have the best of the best, you have not mastered yourself. You're stuck in that 2 million-year-old brain. And which is sad, because what happens is, if you decide to change today, if you decide to change today, if you decide, you know what, I'm gonna master myself. I'm going to master my emotions. I'm going to master my daily thinking. I'm going to master how I go about my business on a daily basis. Now you have a chance for some serious change, not just for yourself, for your family, for everything. That's why we call this invest in your future. Because how you invest in your future, you master yourself. You master your journey. You master just your thinking for that couple minutes. You master that. You master those until it becomes a habit. And then once you know yourself, you know how you think, how you react to things, and how you can control that, it becomes easier. You don't get these things taught from your parents, from your school teachers, from your, gym teacher. These things that people should get taught, but don't get taught. And they understand they feel like something's missing. They feel like I'm not progressing. I'm not moving forward. It's because they can't master themselves. They didn't master those couple seconds ahead before they got mad and punched that guy. They didn't master the couple seconds right when they lost that deal and flipped out and flipped off their boss and lost the job. They didn't master that I'm supposed to be writing right now, but I'm watching TV. They didn't master that I'm supposed to be reading these books, but I decide to go party instead. They didn't master the I'm supposed to write this in this journal for my business plan, but I decide to go smoke some weed. It's those things right there that you have to master. You need to master just a little bit more each and every day, every second, every minute, every hour. Then it becomes a day, then it becomes a week, then it becomes a month. Then you start seeing some changes because you're mastering how you're thinking. You're mastering that 2 million-year-old brain. You're mastering how you can control it. Instead of surviving on little, now you see the big picture. You see the nice restaurants. You see the nice areas. You see the nice network. You see the nice schools. You see the progression in terms of the people you hang around. You see how your attitude changes. And that's when you start seeing some real results from investing in your future. Understand that it starts with self mastery. Know oneself, no problem. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys. If you want to reach out to us, info@kirundagroup.com. That's info@kirundagroup.com. We come to you every Thursday. Reach out to us on iTunes, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Just reach out to us. Let us know how we're doing. And until next time.